Hello, I'm Dan. I'm a teacher, a husband, and most recently, a father. My daughter Charlotte was born in August of 2019 and is now 2.5. My son Gavin was born just last year in August of 2021. Despite my years of teaching experience and working with small children, my wife and I were a bundle of nerves before Charlotte was born. Yet, we made it through it like many parents before us, and even had the confidence to begin trying for a second child less than a year later. When we found out my wife was pregnant again, we were of course overjoyed to be expanding our family. But this pregnancy brought with it its own set of fears and anxieties. We knew how we would react as parents of a newborn, but what we didn't know was how Charlotte would react to becoming a big sister. We had heard stories about children becoming jealous and resenting the new baby and all the attention they got from mom and dad. We heard stories about kids not wanting to share their toys, or sometimes getting so frustrated that they even hit the new baby. And we certainly didn't want this to happen to Charlotte. This is the story of how we helped Charlotte and each other prepare to welcome a new baby into our home. In early December of 2020, we found out we were going to have a second baby. At this point, Charlotte was 1 year and 3 months old. She was walking and talking in 1 to 2 word phrases. She was polite and friendly and beginning to develop patience. But she was also used to a life where she was the center of attention. Almost any time she wanted, Mommy and Daddy would stop what they're doing to pick her up or play with her, and she was blissfully unaware that any change was on the horizon. On the other hand, Laura and I were well aware that things were going to have to change. We knew how much work a newborn baby required, and realized that if we didn't prepare Charlotte to be a big sister, we were in for disaster. So, we started to research. We read books and blogs, talked to friends and family, and started watching a bunch of videos, and we developed a plan. We decided that if we got Charlotte used to all the behaviors of dealing with a newborn baby now, when the baby finally arrived, very little would have to change. We started with our language and helping Charlotte develop patience. We knew there would be times where we couldn't pick her up right away because we were dealing with a new baby, but we didn't want her to resent the baby because of this. So, we started having her practice waiting to be picked up. We always used the same phrase of, "Sorry, Charlotte, Daddy's hands are busy right now." First, we had her wait for 5 seconds, then 10 seconds, then 20 seconds, each time using that phrase of, "Sorry, my hands are busy." That way, when the baby actually arrived, we'd have something else to say other than, "Sorry, I can't pick you up right now, I'm holding your baby brother." We also tried to help her understand that Laura was pregnant. We would point to Charlotte's stomach and say, "Charlotte has food in there." We'd point to Daddy's stomach and say, "There's food in Daddy's stomach." But when we got to Laura, we'd point to her stomach and say, "There's not food in there, there's your baby brother." Now, I don't know how much of this Charlotte actually understood, but eventually she started telling everybody on her own that Mommy had a baby in her tummy. We also trained her how to be gentle with a baby. We used her stuffed animals and Laura's bump and even our friend's baby to let Charlotte practice being gentle and petting rather than grabbing and pulling and climbing on top of things. We even prepared for the exact moment that Charlotte and Gavin would meet. We had read that you should bring your older child to the new baby as a family to help reinforce the idea that you're still there for them and you're still a family despite the new addition. We even purchased a gift for Gavin to give to Charlotte the very first time they met. We were more prepared for this moment than any moment in our entire lives. And yet, when the day finally came, we were incredibly nervous. What if Charlotte freaked out or got overwhelmed? What if she didn't like the baby and demanded that we put him back? Toddlers are unpredictable, but there was only one way to find out how she would react. On August 22nd, 2021, 2 days before Charlotte's second birthday, she finally got to meet her baby brother. And I'm happy to say everything went exactly as planned. We got Gavin set up in his swing, and together Laura and I brought Charlotte in to meet her baby brother. Right away, her eyes lit up as she carefully studied him. We introduced him as her baby brother Gavin and asked if she wanted to touch him. She very carefully reached out and gently touched his tiny toes and introduced herself as his big sister Charlotte. From that point on, my worries were gone. Everything we had done to prepare for this moment had been worth it. Charlotte is the best big sister you could ask for. Every day when I pick them up from daycare, Charlotte runs over and gives Gavin a big hug and kiss and asks him how his day was. She shares her toys with him and sings him songs when he's sad. She's always the first one in his room to check on him after nap time, and even brings him a blanket in case he gets cold. We still use that language of, sorry, my hands are busy whenever we can't pick her up, and so far there haven't been any issues. Now, we're not experts, and we probably didn't do everything perfectly. But take our story as an example that it does work out. You can bring home a new child without having jealousy and resentment if you take the time to prepare. Now, I want to leave you with a short video taken just a few days after Gavin and Charlotte first met. Congratulations on expanding your family.
Charlotte, who is that you're holding?
Baby.
Baby? What's the baby's name?
Yeah. Gavin.
Gavin. And who is he?
A baby.
He's a baby. Is he your brother?
Yeah.
He's your baby brother?
I'm holding the baby.
You are holding the baby. Good job.
I'm holding my baby brother.
You are. You're holding your baby brother. And you're being so gentle. Good job.
I'm being gentle.
Yeah.